Hello and welcome to Angular course, lesson 3, about Angular lifecycle. In this lesson we will look what is lifecycle hooks, what is steps order in Angular lifecycle, how to manipulate view components. Let's look official documentation first. A component's lifecycle documentation you can find on the Angular official site by using keywords component lifecycle. So let's look definition. A component's lifecycle is the sequence of steps that happen between the component's creation and its destruction. Each step represents a different part of Angular's process for rendering components and checking them for updates over time. In new components, you can implement lifecycle hooks to run code during the steps. Lifecycle hooks that relate to specific component's instance are implemented as methods on your component class. Let's look how actually it is implemented. We will have simple example here: app component and subcomponent. App component includes subcomponent with one button which shows and or hides it with this directive. On the subcomponent, we defined every step. We handled every step of the life cycle with these special methods. It's not enough to declare this method. You need to put implements interface, which is imported from core library. Methods doing nothing then logging this text. Let's look how it works. When we show the component, sequence of steps happened. As you can see, this sequence. When we click hide, destroy happens. Try some view manipulation on the component. We have paragraph which marked with special attribute title. Its ID, its Angular ID. We can find it via viewChild directive with this declaring this element. But what happens if we try to log this element on the init stage? It's null here, so it appears only after view init. As you can see, we found an object which we can manipulate then. So you should remember, if you manipulate with view, you should do only after this call and after this step. Other nuances. You should remember that some steps happen every time when some events occurs on the component. We can put some buttons here in the component. First button do nothing. Second button change value. And third button change view component. Let's look how it's implemented actually. Change value just increments value and emits event. Change view, change title of the element on change text, and do nothing, just do nothing. Let's see what happens. Do nothing, steps still happens. Do check, content check it, view check it. We change in value, and as you can see, we can increment it. Also, these steps happened. even if we changed view step. If we click, nothing has happened. But more interesting if events happens in the parent component. Let's put some controls there. Let's put not binded text control. It's not binded to any variable. Button which do nothing. Button which increments value of the app component. And text which is actually synced, binded with subcomponent. Let's look what's happened. Let's show component. If we put information here, focus out, nothing happens. Clicks, nothing happens. But if we start to produce some events, do nothing, produce 3 steps. Incrementing value, produce 3 steps. Even sync value, produce 4 steps because it's connected with the component on changes happened. Even focus out, produce 3 steps. So it is important to remember these steps happened every time. Even in root component some events happens. Look, what about timer events? Do nothing, literally do nothing, but it will do nothing every 1 second. What happens? Let's show component. Let's do nothing and rise timer. It's do nothing, but if you can see, these events from the some components happened every 1 second. So it is important to remember and not play with this event. Let's summarize. Let's summarize. Steps happened every time component that's created or some event happened. There is some events during initialization, but more important, subsequent event on every event on the page, on changes, on do check, on after content changed, and after view checked. That's all for this topic. Thank you very much.